What's up, you guys? Welcome back to This Week in Dioramas. How the heck have you all been? I have been busier than crap, and that is why I've not had episodes the last couple of weeks. School has been crazy. I've got 2 classes that I'm taking, and we're coming up on finals week next week. They've had projects that have been huge projects that I've been doing, and then you add in work, which work has a huge migration that I'm, I guess, leading, that it's going to be big. So a lot is going on right now, and so I couldn't commit time to the show. You know, we all know you got to get your work, school, family, maybe not all in that order, but all of those things take precedence, and then hobbies have to come last, and that's kind of where I've been. So I technically shouldn't be doing this episode right now. I shouldn't be rambling on, spending so much time, but I want to talk to you guys, you know? I want to get up to speed with where everything's at and where you need to be if you aren't familiar with it yet. The Tiny Art Experiment. If you don't know about it, where the heck have you been? Jordan from Euler's Workshop has this amazing project that he is inviting pretty much everybody to be a part of. I've got links in the description below for both the Tiny Art Experiment on Instagram, and he's got a video that explains the rules and how to get involved. A quick summary from my perspective is we are, as a community, collaborating on a giant diorama. It's going to be 1/18 scale, Star Wars theme. Each person is going to participate and provide a small piece to the entire project. So I'm doing a a moisture evaporator. Some people will be doing small little buildings. Some people will be doing custom figures. Some people will be doing little debris and other accessories. So then at the end, when it's all done, Jordan's going to be doing the base along with some other people that are doing some of the bigger pieces. They're going to send it to 4 different photographers, and they're going to take whatever kind of pictures that they think it would be warranted from their style. And there's some pretty big names that are going to be participating, which is amazing. He's anticipating that this piece could be anywhere between 4 and upwards of 8 feet in size, depending on how many people get involved and how much stuff there is. So it's going to be huge. And somebody came up with a great idea that at the end, when all the pictures are taken, maybe a coffee table book of some sort will be printed and made available to purchase. I personally think that's an amazing idea. I want to be involved in that. I would love to have the book, because some of these photographers that are involved, I've been following for ages. They are some big names. I'm excited for it. So go check the links in the description below to get involved. That's pretty much all I've got for right now. We should probably jump into the show, right? Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the show. Grab your coffee. I'll see you there. Alrighty, let's get this show into the business end of the showcase, which is starting off with this really cool apartment building from Les Grohl. Now, this thing is clean. It is so clean, and I love the pictures. You saw the thumbnail. He does some really amazing pictures, and I just love this diorama. Again, because it's so clean, just look at this brickwork. That looks so realistic. Absolutely loving it. These little details. You've got a little cork board with a bunch of pictures from the movie. I mean, it's just so cool that what you've been able to do with this. And you know what I really like about this blue wall is there's some sort of a texture of some sort on here, which is pretty awesome as well. It just really adds to the realism. You've got some game consoles here. Those actually look realistic. So I think I want to say this is a 1/6 scale. Does it say here? Because most of the stuff that he does is in 1/6 scale, I believe. But this is just so cool. Look at these cameras. That is awesome. This is so cool. So great job on an amazing diorama piece. Next, coming from Valhalla Dioramas, this is a 1/12 scale dio, kind of like a warehouse sort of piece, and I have to say the paint apps on this are spectacular. It looks awesome. My favorite parts are the doors, all three of them, and this window. I like it all. It just looks so cool. I love the lights that you've got here, the little street lamp of some sort or whatever that is, and then light up there, and then you've got some nice frosting of the window so then that can diffuse the light. You can throw something behind that. Looks like this one also has that. So just a really great looking piece. I love the cleanliness of the edge. That is something awesome. I harp on that all the time, and I always love it when people finish every part of their diorama. I really appreciate that. So many details on here, the little pipes, the weathering on that looks awesome. You just did a great job, and look at this. It also has an exterior to it. And the exterior is even better than the interior with all of the tagging that you've got on here with the graffiti. Look at this piece. That is so well done. The paint on there is just so nice looking. So awesome job on just a spectacular looking diorama. Next, coming from Turtleboy83, this is a SNE. It's a gaming TMNT set from the video game, and this is just spectacular looking. I love it. That game look is looking so awesome. My mouse fell asleep. I'm just really digging on the way that this looks. It turned out so nice, so clean. It definitely has that video game sort of look. Also has a bit of a cartoon look, but then you look at this little panel here that just it screams video game. So awesome job on just another. Everybody's doing it. It's spectacular. Everybody's doing spectacular work. This is just awesome. Next, coming from Christoph Customs, custom inspired Mandalorian Dio video on YouTube now. So go check them out. They have a YouTube video. I didn't know that you had a YouTube channel. I gotta go check it out now. All right, let's go through this. There's a lot of really nice detail on here. I really like the earthiness of these stones, and this must be from the mud creature thing or whatever that thing was. Very nicely done. I really like the textures here. It gives it that feel of mud and just kind of nastiness. Really digging on this piece. You did a great job, and look at that. They even did I think they did a custom whatever the heck this creature is. I don't know what that thing is. Does it say in the tags? No, I just called it a mud monster is what I would call it. But anyway, very, very impressive. Really digging on it. Next, coming from Hemble Creation Customs, this is, what do we got here? Had this display sitting on the shelves ages and finally got around to finishing it off. I have so many dioramas that are that way. They're half done, half started, quarter started, whatever that might be, and then you just all of a sudden pick them up later, and sometimes that pause almost makes it better. It depends. If you're stuck on something, that's usually what happens, is I get stuck on something, and then I put it away for a while, like my secret stash. I put that away for 2 years, and then I picked it up, and I think I did a better job than if I had just kept working on it. That's the hope anyway. But this is really looking very nice. I really like the brickwork that you've got on here, the paintwork. Love the warning strip, like paint that you've got along the edges. That really adds to the realism of these pieces. And this piece here looks awesome. Gotta know, is that 3D printed or is that scratch built? Let us know in the comments if that is 3D printed or scratch built. Always like to know where some of this stuff is coming from so that we know and we can look at it even closer and see if it's scratch built. It's always fun to kind of try and identify what pieces it was. But look at this, we've got a little Ghostbusters scene with a little monster ghost sort of thing, and that's a cool effect with these little like wires. I don't know if this is just electrical wires of some sort that you stripped out, but that's a really nice effect. That looks awesome, so great job. Next, coming from Outlander Customs, Garden Archway is done. This is really nice looking. I think you did a great job on this piece. It just has that feel of kind of an ancient sort of architectural piece, and the foliage that you've got on here looks awesome. I love that you've got all sorts of different types of foliage. Sometimes in my own work, I tend to just work in one or two different flocks, and you can kind of tell that it's not quite there, but you went above and beyond with all sorts of different textures and grasses and what have you, and I really like that. And I also really like the paint colors, and even better, you finished your edges and you brought some of that moss onto the front edge. Again, love that. Love it, love it, love it. So great job on a really nice looking piece. I just am very impressed with it. Next, coming from the Shadow Gallery 718 out of Brooklyn, New York. Happy Easter to everyone. Yes, so you can see just how far behind I am with all of the dioramas. This is from Easter. We've got the Easter Bunny. And I don't know that she showed up hiding anything at my house. We had a different Easter bunny, I'll just say that. Very nice looking piece. I love the eggs that you've got stacked up behind. It's just fun to be able to see the unique creative ideas that you guys are coming up with. And this guy is always coming up with something different, unique, and it always impresses me. So great job. All right, next, this piece from Saint Seiya Squad. This is really cool, and the part that really drew my eye are these little bits, they're like little skulls or faces that are imprinted or embossed or whatever onto the walls. And then we've got this little detail up here, which is also really cool. Now, I have a feeling, I'd like to know, are these just imprinted or is this cast of some sort? It almost looks from the edges that these could be glued on. So I'm wondering if these are cast little pieces of faces that are glued on. But whatever it is, I love the way that it looks on this piece. It just looks so cool. It's something I've never seen before. I say this every time there's a Saint Seiya piece that comes up. I have no idea what the heck it is that I'm looking at. People keep giving me references of go check out this, go check out that. And I just keep missing, and I never get around to it. Heck, it took me, I had 2 weeks where I couldn't even do the show, so I don't have a lot of time to be watching stuff. I would love to, but I never do. But I do really enjoy pieces like this, even when I don't know a lot about the material. The paintwork on here is super cool. I really like the little orangish red tone contrasted with the gray. That looks really cool, so awesome job.
All right, you're halfway through the episode. You're wondering, why is Tech coming and interrupting now? Here's why. Because you're halfway through, I know you like dioramas. I like dioramas. Who wants to have to wait a whole week for diorama stuff to come up again? That's where you come in. You're gonna go to Facebook and you're gonna join the Diorama HQ. There's gonna be a link in the description below. There's tons of great creators out there, and maybe you have some knowledge that you can share with others. Or maybe you need some help with something. So you're gonna go to the Diorama HQ on Facebook and you're gonna ask your questions. You're gonna answer questions. It's a great community. Go join it. Hit that link in the description below after you're done watching the rest of this show. All right, I'll let you get back to it.
Next up is coming from Hobbies Room 99. I don't think that we have showcased you before, so welcome to the show. Looks to be for sale. Granted, this was posted a while back, so it's possible they've already sold it. Really like this picture. I always like the black, infinite black background with the diorama. It always is so cinematic and nice looking. This piece looks really great. I love the paint apps throughout. Your concrete looks very, very nicely done, and the graffiti also looks awesome. I don't know what this means or stands for. I don't know if it's your name or whatever, but let us know in the comments if you happen to read this video, if you watch the video. Anyway, I really like this piece. I don't know, so 575, I don't know what that's in. 575,000? Is that, I don't even know, but it's super cool. I like this piece. It looks awesome. I'm sorry, I'm basically showing my ignorance of
other languages and other cultures around the world, so I apologize for that. But this piece looks awesome. Look at that weathering on there. That looks awesome. I love this, and I love this little bit of graffiti here, some nice grass. The weathering on that concrete, again, looks awesome. This is a great piece, so I hope you are able to sell this very quickly because it is a very well done piece. The power pole with the little transistor also looking awesome. I love the fact that you got this little piece of something wrapped around it, so it gives it even more character rather than just being a pole. There's a little detail, sort of a ring going around it as well, so lots of details that when you get in closer you're going to see that. So very, very skillful work. This one is coming from Southam, wait, am I saying it right? Yeah, Southam's Model Railway. This is really nice looking. The static grass is, it just takes this piece to the next level. It looks so realistic. I would love to do the static grass. I can't bring myself to spend $70 on a what would be considered a cheap static grass applicator, but maybe one day I will. This just looks so cool. The realism of the rocks, the water, the little trail here, it all just comes together and looks so cool. Then you bring this outside and look at that. It looks realistic. You've got the straight up old school sort of fence gate going here. It just such a great looking piece. There's so much detail throughout here. The skill on here is awesome. I love the paint apps on the rocks. So great job on a just amazing looking piece. Next, coming from Sama Dioramas, Nuevo Diorama. So that's new diorama for the something ninja. So the SH Figure Arts, maybe, I don't know what Tortugas is. I'm trying to work on my Spanish. I'm actually not trying to work on my Spanish. I'm trying to remember my Spanish from high school days. But this piece is spectacular. I love this piece. It looks so good. I love the brickwork. I love all of the paintwork that you've got on here. The details with the little circle things. The pipes that are blocked off in two different ways, which is even better. That you could have blocked them off both in the same way, but I love the fact that you chose to board this one up, and this one happens to have like a nicely made door. The signage throughout is giving the idea that it is lived in. You got the little TV. Yeah, this is definitely from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so this must be for their figure arts cartoon turtles. Great set. I have that set. Just really digging on this piece. It's very unique. We see a lot of people making those cartoon layers for the turtles, and I love the fact that every single time you guys do them just a little bit differently and you bring your own touch to it. And look at this, you got the lights coming in with kind of a hover, so you don't really see the rest of the ceiling, but they're still there. That is awesome. I love that. That's just so cool. So awesome job. This next one is really cool looking. It's coming from Diorama Quill's Hobby. Again, different language, but it looks like it's in Spanish, so I'm not entirely certain what you're saying in here. I wish the browser version would actually translate this stuff like the app does on the phone. But anyway, this piece looks really cool. It kind of has that almost like a British, Irish, kind of European look to it. I love the details that you've got with these little panels throughout. The paintwork looks awesome. There's so many nice little details on here. I would love to know this little strip here. How did you do that? Is that some sort of 3D printed piece, or is this something that you got like at a Hobby Lobby? Maybe not a Hobby Lobby, whatever arts and crafts store you've got wherever you are. But I just really like this piece. It's got some really nice character. I love the door. It's got that natural wood look to it, which is so cool. So awesome job. So many details on here. It's just looking so impressive. I love the little books that you've got on this little display. Everything just looks awesome. So great job on a really nice looking piece. Next, coming from Zest Visions, Diagon, oh man, I can't speak. Diagon Alley Diorama. This is super cool. This looks to be like a
Lego size. So that is really impressive. The size with this, it's very, very small. I don't remember what scale Lego technically is, if it's like 125th scale or something like that, but this piece is so detailed. I love the way that it looks. The cobblestone looks awesome. You've got some little debris and weathering, the brickwork with the lights and all of that. There's so many great details on this, and again, this is a really small scale, so to be able to put this kind of detail on a piece like this is so impressive. I love this stuff. I love it to death. It's so fun to see, and we got some behind the scenes pictures a little bit, which is awesome. That is so cool. How did you, so these are indented. Did you glue these little rocks on? It looks like you might have. I don't know. I need to know, but this is just so impressive. Love the paintwork on it. So good. Next up, coming from Labode K2. That's what I'm going with. Custom Switch Link Awakening. I hope you know by now, I love bringing in different styles of work. I don't try to, limit it to just the things that I would normally go to for the titles and whatnot. And this is something that really drew my eye because it's very different. It looks to be like an actual Switch holder of some sort, or something that, because you've got the little switch back there. I think that's a Nintendo Switch. I mean, that's what it's saying here. I just really like this piece. It's so unique. It's so fun. It definitely has that Nintendo feel to it. And it's just a great way of being able to display and hold your Nintendo Switch. I mean, who else is able to say that they have a holder like this for their Nintendo Switch? That is awesome. Creativity to the max. I just love it. Next up, we are heading to Norway to Johnny Simpleton. This piece is amazing. I always like to see what he's coming up with because he's always kit bashing cool little bits and bobs and whatnot together, and then his paintwork is so impressive, and that really is what I wanted us to focus on with this particular piece, because the paintwork on here is so good. I mean, the detail on here, it's just crazy with the textures, with all of the rust that he's got on here. It just looks so realistic. And again, his scale that he's working in oftentimes is quite small, and it's so fun to see. I need to get my work up to speed because this is just so darn impressive. So great job. Here is a very impressive piece coming from Mr. C5050. New diorama reveal, the Temple of Anubis. So this is the Anubis figure. I forget who makes it. Maybe he's got it down in here somewhere. I can't remember who made that figure. It's a really cool figure, but this is just a really impressive piece. These stones really look like they're individual pieces, and I always love that when, and I'm guessing that maybe you did some of these individually because some of them are sticking out. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I can't remember if your style, if you do a lot of the individual blocks or not, but whatever it is that you did, the skill or the I can't talk. The technique is working. That's what I'm looking for. The color tones that you chose look awesome together. I love the fact that you've got different tones strewn throughout. That really adds to it. And then you got the little bits of sand that are building up. That also awesome. I love it. You got it strewn throughout. This is just so impressive looking. You really did a great job on this piece. The stones actually look like stones, and that just goes to show that your workmanship, your skill set is really, really up there, and you are doing a great job with your pieces. So awesome job. Next, coming from what is this? The Avenue, New York? I think that's what it is. The laboratory. Order yours today. Oh, so you can order a laboratory. Okay. I don't know how much of this will play. That's looking cool. So what is it that's for sale? Is it this entire thing, or is it just this part? I would like to know. Let us know in the comments But I am really impressed with this piece. I love the sculpt work that you did with the stone. This is obviously a Dr. Doom. This piece though, you moved away. This piece, the computer control room area, is really cool. I really love this. Not to say that I don't like the other part, I like that too, but this is so cool. There's so many cool little details with the screen, the little lights that are coming over. That is super cool, so awesome job. We've got a Mortal Kombat Dio coming from Diorama Hobby. The chains are really what bring this together, and then you've got kind of these little grates or whatever on the ceiling. So this is like some sort of dungeon or something. I don't know. It just looks so cool. And here we've got some more like resin or something to make it look like there's probably water flowing. The paintwork on here looks awesome. Oh yeah. Okay, yep. So this is like a sewer. I don't know. I'm all over the place. Deadpool stage diorama. Jeez, dude, read, right? Shush. You guys are probably yelling at your screen right now. Anywho, as T-Man says, I love this piece. I love the paintwork. I love the weathering that you did on here. It just looks so cool. It's a great way to be able to display your figures. So very, very nicely done. Next, coming from Coco Deco by Cocozer. It looks to be Spanish, so I'm not gonna know what it is that we're looking at here. This is, I believe, a Gundam and some sort of I have 2 Gundams kits that I built. I never painted them. I should, because this is so cool looking. I might have this one. I might. It looks like you've added on some weapons and whatnot, but I might have this base guy. But yeah, because I recognize that shield. You've added some extra pieces. This is really nice looking. Look at this little shield. It's broken. It's weathered. The rocks look awesome. I mean, wow, this is just some really nice work. Here's a question for you. Is this brush work or is this airbrush? How are you applying the paint on this? Because it definitely does not appear to be brush work because you can't see any of the potential brush strokes. So I would love to know what technique you're using to get this look. Now you might be using brush to get this little accent of the white edges and whatnot, but I would like to know, because this is such an impressive looking piece. What a great way to be able to display one of these little figures. So awesome job. Next, coming from Mega Custom Dios. This is a custom Black Panther throne dio. Check them out on YouTube. We've got a YouTube link right there. You can go check that out. It's a little dark in this particular spot, but let's go through here. That looks awesome. I love the green light that you're shining on this. Really gives it a cool look. We got some nice little torches throughout. It just looks super cool. And this is, again, I talk about this a lot with photography. Throw some different color light on your diorama and you've all of a sudden got a completely new look for your dio. And that is something that is really cool about dioramas, is sometimes you don't have to worry about the color that you're choosing. The color, it can be very important when you're displaying it up on, you know, your shelf or whatever, but if you want to have multiple different options with your dio, just throw some different colored light on it. But this is really nicely done. I like the sculpt work of your stones. You got some nice little dry brushing along the edges to bring out those edges even more, so very nicely done. Next, this one was posted by Woodland Scenics. I believe it's actually made by Huron South Detroit, and this piece is super impressive. Now, we're all familiar with Woodland Scenics. They're the ones that are putting out all of the different miniature materials, the flock, and all those little extra little goodies that we're all adding onto our dioramas. So it's nice to see when they are, you know, supporting some of the creators out there. I'm not familiar with who Huron South Detroit is, but if this is the diorama piece or the HO scale train piece that they've made, it is so impressive. The workmanship, the skill with these, I mean, these rocks look real. that everything about this looks realistic. The resin, which I think you can get from wood, this is not a paid advertisement for Woodland Scenics, but you can get pretty much all of their materials from them to make this, it seems. The workmanship on this is just so freaking impressive. I love the way that this looks. The weathering on this concrete, it's not just one color. They did a great job with it. You can see that there's some little white capping with the water there. It's just so impressive. So great job to Huron, South Detroit. Thank you, Woodland Scenics, for posting it. Hopefully you guys will you see the show and throw a little love our way and use the hashtag Thisweekindioramas. Moving on, we've got Schizo Customs with a Popeye display piece. I am a sucker for Popeye. Mezco, if you're listening, make the rest of the characters. We need an olive oil. We need the baby guy. I forget his name now because I'm putting myself on the spot. Just keep putting out Popeye stuff and I will keep throwing my money at you so that I can get these pieces. This is a really impressive piece. Not only is the picture, again, I mentioned this earlier, I love the infinite black backgrounds. It really makes a diorama pop, and you've done a great job with this piece. The wood that you've got on here, you weathered it so nicely. It looks awesome, especially in this light. I think you just did a great job. You can see closer in, you've got some nice mildew look that you added into this wood. You can see the wood grain, even these little timbers. You've done a nice job with showing some wood grain in there, as well as the breaking off of the pieces. It's just a really impressive looking piece that I just love. It's a great way to be able to display your Popeye. Next, coming from the Modelverse, Bomb Damage Germany 1942 1/25th scale piece. Very impressed with the paintwork on this. This looks so good, and this pile of rubble is awesome. That looks great. Love this door that's just kind of hanging by one hinge maybe. It just looks so good. It really looks like a bombed out building. You've got some of the timber or the wood frame still hanging on for dear life. Some bricks underneath the stucco siding. A little bit of a gutter that's coming down. Just a very impressive piece. Next, coming from Fernando Rojas out of Mexico City, Mexico. This is amazing. I mean, this, without the hand, you could pass this off as a real scene. And it would be awesome if, movie producers or whoever it is that comes up with trying to find the miniaturists for some of these movies could see some of the artists that we are focusing and showcasing, because work like this, to me, is work that could get used in miniature work for movies. It is so realistic. I mean, the paintwork, the lighting, the sculpting, the details on here. Like I said, pull that hand out and you would not know that this is just, probably a 1/12 scale diorama. It's so realistic looking. So awesome job to Fernando. You've nailed it once again. And then last but not least, coming from Siete Diez y Ocho, the medieval tower diorama, and I gotta say, you nailed it. You did a great job with this. Really digging on the stones that you've got here. It looks to be, you did those individually, and it looks awesome. I love the paintwork. I love the uniqueness of this. You packaged it so well with kind of a framed in base. It is so cool. I love that you got a little stairway here, the grass, everything about this just looks awesome. Reminds me of so many different things that you could use this with if you were doing, obviously medieval, but heck, Smurfs. It reminds me of Smurfs a little bit. It reminds me of Masters of the Universe. It reminds me of, I just had it in my mind. I was just thinking of it. Rapunzel even. But it's just a fun looking piece. Very impressive work. I love the colors, love the paintwork, so great job.
Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed that showcase as much as I did. Thank you, as always, for participating. Using that hashtag Thisweekindioramas makes it so much easier for me to put the show together, whether I'm putting them together every week or we're being inconsistent like I have been lately. I am hoping to have an episode next week, but it is finals week, so no guarantees. I do know that the amount of work and effort that I have to put in to be able to at least guarantee myself a C is I don't even have to submit anything, and I should be able to get that C. The problem is the pride in me is like, nope, if I have an opportunity to get an A, we're gonna work for that A. So I'm gonna be putting in that effort for next week to make sure that I do well with my grades. And I'm sure you guys all understand if that means that I can't do an episode next week, but we're gonna do our best to do that. So whether there is an episode or not, make sure you're still using that hashtag and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, do all of that crap, share these videos out, all of that jazz, and I will see you when I see you.